Poodle do, my merry band of bitches. Welcome to the channel. Shout out to Goon Nation and the Goonies. If you have not joined the crew, subscribe. We are on the road to 30K. We're about to hit 27K, and we're going to celebrate every milestone. But with me on the channel today, to do a reaction to some pretty big comic news, I have my boy, fellow content creator, lantern expert, Lumos Theramax, if you want to say what's up.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's me, Lumos Theramax. I mainly cover DC content and all sorts of fun stuff. Glad to be here and reacting to some pretty crazy information, in all honesty.
Yeah, so this was officially announced by Marvel and confirmed yesterday. They dropped a thread on Twitter about it. So we're going to cover that thread, give our reactions, initial thoughts, and explain whether or not we like it because it went viral and it's very controversial. A lot of people are mad as shit. Some people are confused. Some people are really happy. So we're going to give our takes on it. If you enjoy content like this, where I give updates on what's going on in comics and fiction in general, smash the like button. Let's aim for 300 likes. That'd be amazing. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read this thread, and we will get into it. So Marvel yesterday put out on Twitter that Gwen Stacy has relocated to Earth 616 permanently, a thread. And then they went on to say, hailing from an alternate Earth where the fateful radioactive spider bit her instead of Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy is now under TVA protection. The condition, no superheroing, and none of her friends can know she's here. Why did Gwen leave Earth 65? Why can't the other spiders know she's here? Why isn't she supposed to suit up? And who will get hurt when she does? Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider, #1, is on sale now at your local comic shop. Okay, so that was the thread put out. That thread itself, let's see, it's already over 2.5 million views by the time we're doing this. Insane amount of interaction, 1,800 quotes, comments. Oh god, how many comments does this? Jeez, I don't know. It has a ton of comments though, and it's just been
Seemingly everyone with a different opinion.
Yeah,
like
hundreds of
everybody has a
thousands
different
of people
opinion.
have commented over the last day, so it's definitely on fire. Lumos, what's your initial thoughts on that? What I just read.
So there's like a lot going on there, I'm not gonna lie, but if I was to pull anything away from this, clearly they're walking on the success of the movie that came out that featured her rather heavily, and they're trying to do the exact same thing where she's in the main continuity universe, you know, where Miles Morales is at, but she can't talk to anyone or engage with them, or she's at least not supposed to, and clearly we're gonna move away from that. But like, I don't think it's surprising whatsoever to see any of the extended Spider family that are extremely popular be dragged into the 616 canon. It is kind of silly to do that and then try and not make them the character they are, like not make them Spider-Gwen. I don't know, I feel like that's a bad idea, but something tells me within 2-3 chapters we're probably just going to completely avoid that, and most of this is probably clickbait.
There's several levels and layers to approach this. I think, having talked and spoken to a lot of Marvel writers recently, that's given me a little better insight on how the game is played, how the game works. So, what's interesting about things like these is I've come to learn that basically in the comic book industry, before anything goes out, they sit down in a group and they pitch ideas. And they roll with the best ones, like the group thinks is fire, the editors think is fire. Everyone got together pretty much and agreed this is probably the right move. The editors are on the same page. That's interesting. Why would they think that? Well, to me, it's got to be piggybacking off how popular the movies are.
Yeah.
Like,
the Spider-Verse movies, yeah.
Yeah. And then not only that, this is also a case where Gwen herself was a popular character in that series, and they've seen success crossing over characters from different universes in Marvel for canon. But not only that, they've specifically seen it with the Spider family. With, case in point, Miles Morales. So I think there's basing this off past success, kind of revamping that formula and hoping it works again.
True, and I think that clearly the character of Spider-Gwen has always been popular throughout all of Marvel, even before the movies. She's been a pretty consistent Spider-Verse character that's always been around and always had that popularity. So why it just seems natural to drag her into the main continuity. I don't think she ever reached Miles Morales levels of success until the Spider-Verse stuff. And so that's why we see her now stepping into the main continuity versus like Miles whenever he did during Secret Wars back in like I think 2015.
I'm about to DM the author right now to interview.
Oh, let's go. Let's get him in here.
I want to know that kind of pressure. I think it's a female author. I'll double check, but that would also be groundbreaking for the channel, so that'd be dope. But yeah, and I'd be super interested to see her take on what's going on with it. I'll double check who the author is because it's on the thread somewhere. But yeah, I think that would be pretty dope. But anyways, getting back to this, they've seen success. Miles was a success. Even Miles had a lot of controversy though when he came to comics. Like,
yeah,
people complain he's a knockoff. He doesn't really do anything of value. I'm not on board with the hate train. I think he's dope. So
after all, like, they are a business. Their goal is to make money. This character is incredibly popular. Like, why would you not want to drag them into the main 616 continuity? Because not only will it boost your viewership, it'll boost like your sales rating, which will make the company better in general. Like, that's traditionally how a lot of this stuff works too. Is like, that's kind of the goal that they're after. Why not make fans happy while making money and increasing like our main continuity 616 verse? Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Also recently like crossed over Maker from the Ultimate Universe.
God tier.
Yeah, I'm not like completely against this at all. If the way I judge stuff coming out is like, if I understand the approach, I'm not too mad at it. Like, usually the stuff that does really bad, you can look at it and be like, I don't really understand why they went with this. Or like why they chose this. But here, I totally get it. And people loved her story. Now, there is some controversy in terms of storytelling because she lived in an alternate universe and on an alternate Earth. So her stories were unique. Like, they were different each time. We're learning more about a universe we don't typically see. And there was a lot of love for that from the community. So I think there's going to be pushback there, just losing that unique nature of her stories. That was a flavor a lot of people liked. Gwen Stacy is dead in 616. So that's kind of weird for some people, because regardless of if you agree with them thinking it's weird, you got to understand, for those especially that read it when it came out, the death of Gwen Stacy was groundbreaking. That was like Superman's death. That's when the damsel in distress took an L. It's historical.
And that was one of the first times that had happened too. That's why it was so impactful. Characters didn't die up into that point in time. Heroes never failed. And that was an example of someone failing, which was just unbelievably shocking to the community. There's people who still rage over that comic to this day.
Yeah, it's I get that part. Like, people holding on to that. So I think that's where some of the backlash naturally would come from. People probably also feel like the Spider family is overcrowded. But the thing with the Spider family is, like, I disagree with that. I actually enjoyed like the different Spider-Man from across the multiverse coming together in comics, seeing stuff like Assassin Spider-Man, Spider-Man Noir, all of them, they're dope.
The Morlun story arc, which is I believe one of the first Spider.
The Harvest.
Yeah, Yeah, that storyline is awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
like
it's
don't get me wrong.
badass.
As a guy who's not the biggest fan of like the Spider Verse and stuff like that, look, that storyline is epic. If you get a chance, go read that storyline. It's awesome. I think the oversaturation of the Spider family definitely can get annoying, but I think that too many people are quick to judge just because something might be a little bit vitriolic at like upon the surface. But just wait and read it. And if it's good, then promote it. If it's bad, then don't support it. I think that these things can be done well or bad, depending on how they handle them. It's all about execution. But you don't know what the execution is going to be like until we get there. That would be like my final assessment of things, I think I would say.
Yeah, and I think a good thing about this is you have an instance where I think it's the car crash kind of meta, right? Where if they love it or hate it, regardless, they're going to lock in. They're going to tune in to see what they
Everyone's
think
going to
will
watch
be.
no matter what.
They'll think it's going to be magnificent in a good way or magnificent in a bad way. And I think that brings eyes regardless. So if they knock it out the park, running with this idea and like the first few issues are fire, they could really prove a lot of people wrong.
Yeah. Too many
And
people
it'd be
out there
great for
quick
business.
to judge things.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I kind of listed what I think would be main drawbacks or backlash, and it's understandable. Like, even I might not agree with it, but I understand. Like, I completely get it. So it's interesting in that dynamic. I think that makes it where if they do really good, I feel like the people that were initially hating on it would be willing to come over and be positive and be like, all right, it turned out dope, whatever. But if it flops, the haters are gonna be like, I told you so.
Yeah.
You couldn't do this. So that's some pretty high stakes reading, you know, high risk, high reward. I think a lot of people will tune in for that. And so I'm curious to see how it goes. But anyways, guys, that was our initial reaction to this news made by Marvel. Again, went viral. We decided to address it. Check out Lumo's channel, Lumo's Theramax. I'm going to link a video in the comment section. I'm reacting to this video on stream after this. He makes dope DC content and sometimes branches off with other things. So definitely check him out, as well as me and him are going to be a lot more consistent on collabs moving forward. Schedules have changed and all that, so it's definitely gonna be lit. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think of this situation. What do you think of Gwen now being a mainstay in 616? Love it or hate it? Comment down below and smash the like button. But yeah, it's been your boy Dr. Goon, and I was here with Lumos, and we will see y'all later. Peace.